These are the Pula Anvils 114s. These are very nice, very beautiful, way better than the Pula PA02s that I tried in the last video. These are amazing. These are a 2-pin connector. They got a copper wire with a silver plating, and they sound awesome. They are $200, a little bit more after shipping and handling, and some tax. These are a tri-brid. I can show you guys here. They got 1 dynamic, 1 bone conductor, and 4 balance armatures. 2 balance armatures are for mids, and 2 are for their highs and the trebles. That's nice, a little bit of everything in this guy. Here's how they're going to be sitting. Cable sticks out a little bit. They're a little bit big, but that's okay. And there's a chart in case you're interested. Not for me. Information, some backgrounds. It says the Pula takes inspiration from the mighty Blacksmith's Anvil, designing the pair with solid stabilized wooden face covers. So yeah. So here's our Pulas. They're very gorgeous. They are like a purplish blue. One has a nice red tint. The other one a little bit more of a bluish tint. And it's got a pretty nice case. A little smooth, not real leathers, Fox. Inside we got a velvet and a little holdy spot. And it comes with a plethora of tips of many types. Let's see what we got. Comes with 3 bags of a variety of colors and all different sizes. Here we are. Interesting blue ones there. And I went with these clear ones. They're very firm. They hold very well in my ear. The Anvils are a bit chunky, but they're a lot smoother than the PA02s I tried and a lot more comfortable personally. They still get a little irritating, but that's okay. Got a nice little indicator for our left and rights. And it does the same thing on the cables, though it's not as easy to see compared to their little brother. Little 2-pin connectors there. See if I can get the... There it is, right there. You can see that. And these are really nice cables. They have an interchangeable aux. You can change it between a 2.5, 4.4, and the 3.5, which I have here. It's not too difficult to take it off. You just gotta know how. Here's the other pieces here. This one's actually a lefty tighty, righty loosey. So that throws you off. And so it's not too bad. It just pops off. It's a little firm, which is good. And there is an indicator on the end with an arrow, if you can see it. And that lines up with a notch on here. See if we can get that to show. There it is. You just line those up together. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, we're going to talk about the sound. The sound is really good. It doesn't have super deep, but it does have an impactful bass. And once again, it doesn't have a super high treble, but it does not fall flat, and it does an amazing job for female vocals. The mids are where these fall a little flat. Sometimes some of the instruments in the mid-range would be drowned out by other elements. But I've only came across that a couple times. Most of the time, for basically 90% of the songs I listen to and instruments, these were an amazing experience. I said these are probably my current go-to IEM right now. Definitely this is definitely an upgrade over the PA02s, without a doubt. I will say that for gaming, these probably would not be the IEM for you, as since they fall short on the mid area footsteps and the like are basically almost not existent on these, and you would probably be getting wrecked quite often in first person shooters. But in terms of a fun experience, these will be fine for story based games and anything that's not super competitive. In terms of ASMR, these might be my kings right now. Listen to a couple ASMRs, and these things were tickling my ears in just the right way. The sound stage is open, at the same time it's closed when it needs to be. Everything feels like it's positioned correctly, like I'm right there in the moment. And imaging, oh my god, imaging. I heard mixed reviews on that soundstage and imaging on these, but when a song plays, I can separate everything going on, and I can choose what I want to listen to, and it's amazing. And when I turn that part of my brain off, everything just comes together super nice. Let's see, for sleeping and ambience, if you want to listen to some nature or it's like some thunderstorms, these are great. Very mellowing, very peaceful. I will say the bass isn't super boomy with the thunder sounds, but like I say, you're trying to sleep, so you don't want to be super boom boom. You just want to hear it all and relax, and these do an amazing job at that. Now in terms of the genres these excel in, I would say these are probably a 9 out of 10 in basically everything. I would say maybe lo-fi is a little iffy, since everything is super chill and mellow, and things in the mid-range just seem to be missing a little bit here and there on these. Some lo-fi is really good on here, but I give it lo-fi maybe an 8 out of 10 on these. And then screamo as well. I don't know what it is. Somehow the audio is a little bit hard to hear for screamo music, though these are definitely much better than the PaO2s I tried for that genre. Everything else though is awesome. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. In terms of instruments though, pretty much everything was very clear, very atmospheric, very beautiful. Nothing really fell flat for me. Ukulele wasn't too great. Cello, when it tried to reach too high, I feel it was like faded out compared to everything else that was going on. But these are really nice, really nice. And vocals, oh my goodness. Male vocals, so much better than the PaO2s. They stand out on these. And same with the female vocals. They're not as clear, but they're so much more fun to listen to. And now I just feel like I got the best of both worlds. I got fun female vocals that pop, I can understand them, and deep, meaningful, impactful bass and male vocal. And even the in-between, it's like it's so clear and gorgeous. Like, I love these things. Vocals are good, instruments are good, all genres are basically amazing. Like I said, I think the biggest drawback to these are probably the mids and footsteps in gaming. I tried listening to some gameplay from Battlefield 1 and I could barely pick up any footsteps on these whatsoever. But in terms of music though, the mids aren't a huge drawback, as everything is still very ambient and gorgeous and poppy and bassy. And some standouts, let's see, I would say the worst song on these I found was November Rain. Just some reason the entire song felt very flat and uninspiring. But everything else, oh my god, I had goosebumps listening to most things on these. Some Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Goodness gracious, it gave me some chills. Yeah, I would for $200, just $10 more than the I guess technically older brother, but that's a little baby boy compared to these guys. These guys are amazing. Definitely pick yourself up a pair for 200 bucks. It's definitely worth the price. I don't think I've heard better music yet. I will be trying more in upcoming videos. Some more bone conductors, so you can look forward to that. Winter Ultras. That would be a fun video to check out, so look forward to that. But yeah, $200, amazing sound. Good bass, great highs, good mids. Goodness, these were beautiful. Get yourself a pair. Pula, you did a great job with the Anvils. I'm looking forward to seeing what else you can do. If there anything I would change, I would probably say if you could accentuate the mids just a little bit more so that people that want a nice gaming IEM could be satisfied as well, I would definitely do that. We want to hear them footsteps. Even if it's like definitely just needs more in that regard. That was probably its biggest drawback. And it's every once in a blue moon, I'd feel like highs in the instruments would be missing when there was a bunch of stuff going on in the music. Sometimes it was the violin, but I went to go listen to some Lindsey Sterling and like everything was just 10 out of 10. So I'm not sure what that was. If you go watch some Mongolian throat singing, whenever like a violin or a high pitched note was played, sometimes it'd feel very drowned out. So if we could just fix those issues and keep everything else the same, I would say that would be a 10 out of 10. Because of those issues and because I am a huge gamer, this is a 9 out of 10. But other than that, I am super, super happy. Alright. I'm going to get off here. Definitely get yourself a pair of these. These are amazing. And have a good day. Thanks for stopping by. Goodbye.